Hello everybody, how's it going today? Superfiend here. Welcome back to Whacky World. We're still working on our playground. I thought I was gonna get some done in between now and in between the last episode. Now, didn't really do it. I just abandoned about 25 minutes worth of footage. What we're doing today is we're building a custom roof on this thing, and I thought I could be slick and come up with some shortcuts, but Planet because I want to build it out of the brackets, the wood brackets, a nice custom roof. And I thought I could come up with some shortcuts with duplication and rotation. And this game, as much as I love it, it's got a real sick fetish for screwing up any type of shortcut you could possibly think you might have for getting anything done of this nature. It's like you think you could do it, and the game's just like, nope, not gonna happen, bub. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to place most of these individually, which sucks, and I'm not looking forward to it. So one thing we want to do is we want to make sure that as I'm placing these things down, one thing I learned while recording the abandoned footage, one thing I learned is we kind of want these, we have to make sure that we have the right angle on these when we try to go down, okay? So the way we could do that is after I place these ones here like this, we could slide them over, and what we're looking for is that they're evenly splitting through the roof on the pole here, and then we do it to the other side, and we see now that we have a pretty good angle. What I've picked. Okay, so the angle is good. The angle is good. One other thing. Ooh boy, I gotta be careful with this idea because if I decide to do this, it's gonna affect the angle just a tiny bit. I think. What happens if I take these three? And we go up slightly. Yeah, okay. See, it's already starting to get goofy. Okay, so because one thing I'm thinking I might want to do is come up just a little bit. Okay. So we set that there. We come down and we're going to leave a little bit of overlap here so that I can kind of drop it down just a little bit. Okay. And then we'll come down most of the way, drop it down just a little bit. And it's going to create a little shingled effect. Okay, it'll look really nice if we can get it correct. But in doing this, we may discover that the initial angle is just 1 or 2 degrees too steep. So there, you know what? It works. They're still slicing through the roof, so that works. We're gonna keep that. And since this side of the roof over here is at the same slope, we should be able to take these pieces, duplicate them, and just rotate them. And if we can get the 1 meter grid. I hate how you can't change the size of the grid while you've got pieces that you're actively trying to move. Okay, so if we do that, we might need to make just a couple minor adjustments to these pieces. Let's see. Okay, I think slightly in and back will do it. And so slightly back and then just a little bit there. And then we got to do this one too. I want to get just the midsections of these things sorted out. And then we'll go in hot and heavy and we'll try to fill everything in. And then somehow the one on the bottom doesn't need to be moved. Okay. So now, if we select them all, what we're looking for is that, for the most part, they slice right through the pillar. The pillars are not perfect, but, they're good enough. Okay, so we'll cancel movement there. Good. Now what we need to do is we need to take one of these, duplicate it, and we need to do the same thing down over here. So we line it up on that little post in the middle. Come up to here. Kind of get it centered in the roof. And it's 2 clicks plus a tiny bit more to get this correct. Okay. And so we'll set it right there. And I guess the other thing I could do to know that I have it exactly correct before I even place the others is just hit X, come down to here, and see it slices through the pole a little bit. But I think we might want it to angle up just a tiny bit, hardly any. Okay, and then if we come down and then we can check. We got a nice little slice through the pole, but I still think we need to angle it up just a tiny bit more. I still think it's a little bit too far. Because you got to remember, every time we place one of these, they're also going to drop a little bit in elevation. Now this you would be inclined to think it's too tall, but when we do this part right here, they drop down a notch. Okay, they drop down a notch. So by the time we get to the bottom, they may end up correct. Okay. And because these are so big on the inside, like inside of here is going to look a little funky and not very realistic, but that's okay. I don't care. Can I click on that one, please? Okay, so let's see here. Let's see how they slice through the pole. See, even though it looked like it was going to be above the pole, because of those little minor elevation drops, it turned out okay. Now, we got one too many of those guys in the middle. We got our 1M grid. Okay. And then, so now we're going to get this, like, exactly where the other one is. Boop. And we can get rid of that guy in the middle again. And then now we need to position these so that they're, like, just perfect. So, like, right there is the center, give or take. And then now, if we check that it's, like, slicing through the poles nicely, it gives us an idea of what the roof will look like. Okay. Now the fun begins. Now the fun begins. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with these ones. I'm going to leave the top open for now. This one up here. I'm going to leave that alone. And fortunately, if we have a few of them selected at once and kind of go off this way, it seems to work pretty good. At this point, now we only need these two. Okay, and then we only need this one. So I'll end up kind of like that somehow. I'm not exactly sure. I've never built one of these, by the way. I felt like the playground was deserving of it, because it's going to really kind of spruce up this whole area and make it look really neat. But this does kind of violate my my principle of just using as little scenery as possible to get everything done. But every now and then, you know, it's okay to violate those types of things and just see what you end up with. Now, over here, it comes out a little bit further, so we could do, like, one more. Okay. So that's what that side's starting to look like. Let's come over onto this side. And let's do these. Also, there's a new Studio Pack DLC that's just been announced. You know, I haven't really looked at it that much. Some people have already released videos and stuff, like trying to cover it, like Planet Coaster or Frontier. They released this like teaser video, right? This little teaser trailer, and it was like 9 seconds long or 10 seconds long or something like that. And then already people are releasing videos that are like 10, 20 minutes long, trying to like dissect what they think is going to come in it. That's you know, I don't really make that kind of like footage and stuff on my channel, because it's, you know, I don't like to set my expectations up higher than what the reality will be. It's part of like managing my own expectations, and I don't really kind of see the point in like trying to create excessive hype over a tiny little clip like that. Yeah, I mean, it's okay that people do it. It's just not my thing. But as Frontier has shown some like more pictures, it looks like it's kind of like a Universal Studios type content pack where there's like all these animatronics that are like holding microphones and cameras, like they're filming stuff as it's happening in the park, and so it's probably for like studio type rides and tram rides and stuff going through. So it should be kind of neat when it finally drops. You know, I might get it and use some of the stuff in it, although budget's kind of tight right now in my household, but we'll see. Now, I'm not really sure what to do with these ones here that are too big. So one thing I could do is where they're too big, we could like chop them away, right? We chop them away. I'd have to do it here too. And I guess technically I'd have to do that one. I'd have to do these two. Okay, so we chop them away, and we could try to fill them in with the smaller brackets, one of the smaller ones. So let's just see what it looks like when we do that. Of course, I got the brackets down here, the wooden brackets. That's a little teeny guy. That one's a little bit bigger. So that one could work. So could this one. Let's see. So we could do like that. Okay, and then we'll go over to this little itsy bitsy one. A little bit fat, actually. Oh, no, that's not an itsy bit. No, that's the same one I started with. I meant this one. Yeah, let's see. All right, so we do like that, and then we could take this one like right over here. Actually, I think it'd be better to take this one, go up, and then like lift it up a little bit. All right. Okay. So now we'll pretty much just do this and like slide it over to the... oh, come on. Give me a normal axis that follows the building, you son of a gun. Nah, they're going to veer off like out in the La La Land. God, I hate that. I hate that with such a passion in this game. Drives me insane. How when you select pieces like that, the little axes is just like derp, derp. I'll just like shoot off over here. Okay, these two I think it like need to come down a little bit. And then this little guy. We got room for him like right over here. Okay. And so that's what that ends up looking like up there. And it's a little bit, we're going to add some like variation and stuff in here. You'll see how that works when we get around to it. Okay, so we're going to hit X on this guy. And is it this one? No. 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 Was it this one? It was this one. This is our friend over here on this side. This one, the little guy. Oh my goodness, so painful doing this. It is. It's so incredibly painful. Okay, and then we can come over this way. But you know, it's not terrible. It looks kind of okay. What is going on right here? What are the? Oh, that's from the other side. I'm like, am I on drugs? Why would I leave that? Okay, let's slide this one down and over like that. And then this kind of makes the whole thing like look a little bit more ramshackle too, which fits the pirate theme. And then when I go in and like start varying these up a little bit, I think this one probably the one that we want. Yeah. There we go. And this is the kind of stuff that people usually turn into a time lapse, but you know, my style of video is more about showing you like how I made what's in Whacky World, at least for this first like part of Whacky World, this first pirate area. When I go down into the other areas of Whacky World, I might do a little bit more time lapse type stuff because you know, you guys by then you guys have seen, if you've watched a significant amount of this series, like how most of this stuff has been done. And the nice thing about doing it this way is you guys get to see like how things are made. But if I do the time lapse stuff, I could potentially get like more progress on Whacky World done. It wouldn't take as long to get the whole park finished. Okay, so now that side looks like that, and then what we would do afterwards is you click on these things like randomly. Okay, and you just get like little indentations and stuff. Okay, and then this helps to break up everything and really make it look, like it's all kind of hodgepodge thrown together. The way it would be if it was a true, like, pirate structure, I think. I don't know if pirates are renowned for their craftsmanship. They kind of strike me more as the group that would just kind of, like, get it done quickly. Okay, and then the other thing you could do, throw a little bit of variation in here, is just every few of them, just change the rotation. Right, like this. And then it really starts to look good. I'm probably only going to show you guys this one wall, or this one ceiling, and I'll do the rest of it myself. Because, I mean, who honest really needs to see this, like, over and over again? Okay, let's see. I don't know if I rotated that one up or down, but now I feel like it needs to be rotated again. Okay, and we'll go like a downward rotation and push it up into there. Okay, see, so now that looks like actually pretty good. I think we can do a little bit more fidgeting over here with these pieces. And we got a little bit of glitchy in here, glitchy. See if that gets rid of it. And then after you do that, let's do a couple up here. All right, so after we do that, the other thing we could do is we come in here. We're going to get this brown color on the bar. And then now we can just start selecting like a whole bunch of these, right? Because the colors look all off. They don't match, right? And then we could change them to be that darker color. And then we could grab like a bunch more. And we could pick them as the same color, but then come in here and then just go like slightly off. And then we'll grab some more. Okay, and I picked pieces that aren't the exact same piece, so it doesn't like it when you do that. We pop in here and kind of like maybe go this way a little bit. And then we'll grab some of these pieces that are the same piece. They are this color. We'll go like that. Like deselect one, go like that, deselect another, go like that, deselect the last, that one up there, and then go like really dark. Okay, and so that gets like a really nice little shingled roof with some variation in color and some other stuff. And this is going to give us like the ability to maybe poke some things out of it so that we can decorate it with flags and other stuff. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish this up on my own. I don't think there's any reason for you guys to suffer through placing all those pieces. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up or a comment, and we'll see you next time in the next episode. And hopefully we'll get through a little bit more of this playground when we come back in. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. You have a good afternoon, and take care.